Hello, welcome to another piece of tutorial which I personally always believe I see as useful before I bring it up. Now, you wanted to issue some certificates to some people, but the numbers scares the hell out of you because you design a certificate and you are looking at how to ensure consistent look in terms of font, in terms of page margins, and the several things that can come different if you attempt to duplicate or copy and paste, or you risk having to save the same single certificate multiple times, and that could mean a different thing altogether for your computer. So you sit and wonder if it is not possible to have a way whereby you design your certificate, connect that certificate to the names of the people lying there in their thousands, and then your certificate design that seems to be your front end designed one can always fetch the data from the back from some sort of database and then insert as it runs. Now that is possible. I want to do that with you by utilizing a feature which is so powerful but appears to be less used by many computer users, application users. That is the power of mail merging, whether it's in Microsoft Publisher, Word. You can utilize that feature, mail merging, to make your work easier. You design one and then just keep the different data that is somewhere in some form of a spreadsheet or database, let's say in Access, and then you connect your design certificate into that and then finish and match it, and then the thing comes and distribute it to all the names in the database, and you have a single document looking the same but different names as the participants may be. So let's get started. I'm going to create a blank, really blank document. That's my blank document. I'm going to design a certificate, simple certificate here, and this certificate is supposed to be issued to 240 people, which if I were to sit and copy and paste, then I'll be struggling with it. But with this, I'm going to finish the certificate once and distribute it electronic in a form and have my document generated with the individual names appearing at the appropriate place. So let's see. So I just do a simple certificate design. So let me draw some border. Page border. And set some rectangle around the page just for this purpose of demonstration. Let me do something. I think I should get myself out of the way, man. And then scroll to cover this with my page. Right. Maybe I should turn this, double click the ruler up there to get my page setup dialog box. Right. Then I can turn this page is happening, man. So just set up your page. My mouse is misbehaving. Go back. Right. Go back, and then I want to get up do my certificates, and now there's still so much space down here. Do it something to represent. Now I want to give this a bigger border or outline, so increase the line size there, maybe change that fill, or the color of that's the fill, the space in between the border around the edge is called the fill, shape fill, the fill of the shape I have drawn in this white page. So I want to do that. Now I want to hold my control key and drag on this and get a second copy of it, and duplicate that, and duplicate that, and duplicate that, duplicate that. Okay, duplicate that. That's how some certificates sometimes look that simple, right? Now I go ahead and change the fill of that particular one to white. Okay, so now I have that. And I also will say this one, I don't want anything to show there. So I don't need those plenty colors there. This one can equally be this way. Okay, so here I don't need that. Maybe I should do some no color for both. Now we kind of have, we want to put some logo or something on it, draw something to represent. Alright, so let's say this is the logo. Let me take that guy, draw this thing there, draw that there, reduce the size small, use these to manipulate it small, and then go get another shape to come and dump in there. In fact, our focus is not on designing a certificate. The focus is on that you have designed it and you want to get a chance to distribute that to plenty people without the hustling. So I just do a simple logo, select both shapes, and then maybe I want to size it down to something. I want to size that down. Oh, I had this selected as well. No, I don't want to select this guy in addition, so control hold and click on that to remove it from the selection. So that is it. That's our logo. Right, and maybe we want to write some text there. Insert some text there. I would like to use something like that. So I want to say this is to certify that somebody has done some course, attended some seminar that needs some evidence of it. This is to certify that somebody has done something. So that somebody is that person we want to reward. But in this case, there are plenty people, so we want to make sure everybody is covered. I want to do a thing like that. How come this is distorted, man? Okay, so our certificate is there. So somewhere here, I want to have, say this guy have no fail. So I want to say this is to certify that So this person, let's draw some line there where it will be exactly under that named guy. So shift, draw some line. Maybe you want to dash the line up, make it some dashes instead of just so this is to certify that name, which we hope to place somewhere here. Shift enter. Has success. That just for the purpose of demonstration. You can write anything if it's a truly formal something you are doing. You should have included there. You should have had your message that you need to put there. Successfully completed a two-day seminar on data identification. Where you learn about haters and how to identify people who really hate on others unnecessarily, unprovoked hatred. So then I don't want to shift that guy down like that. I want you to still remain where you are. Redo. Yes. And then control enter. And not control enter, I mean shift enter. I just want to come down under it. And then I want to maybe do another line somewhere that somebody is going to sign. So I want to do insert another line. I could duplicate the one at the top there and size it down, but I want you to see this is how we do it. Alright, and hold my control key down and drag on it to duplicate the same line with and hide, and that is where somebody with authority, as humans love authority, a lot of us, authority to command and get people down there underneath us. So the director boss LLC, and then do same duplicate. Always duplicate things using holding your control key on your Windows or your PC or laptop and drag to get it. Now I don't need that border, black border around the text, so I want it to appear as if, because I'm dealing with shape upon shapes, I could not do without having to put them in some form of text boxes or shapes. So now I select the two of them and remove the outline from them. Say no line. Then I can only have the lines that I need them to sign on top. So this one is chief instructor of the same boss LLC. Right. Maybe want these lines to also be dashed lines, broken lines, instead of just a solid line. I just do that, highlight the two of them by shift clicking on the two, or is it control click, and then go change their outline, the dashes. See that? I want to do that. I want to turn them into dashed lines. So that guy, let me put some sample signatures there using the scribble tool. I'm gonna sign these certificates for the two. This guy has finished signing. Yeah, jumping signature. And then that other guy to want to sign his as the boss. Yes, and then dot. Right, so two signatures, but these two signature outlines are too thin for my liking, so I highlight the two of them by shift clicking them to have the handles on them. Then I go and then the weight, increase the weight to make them visible enough. These are my signatures. Ouch. So signature 1, signature 2, my certificate is damn ready. So I want to maybe put a date. So shift enter, maybe date, and then maybe I just insert the date. Just insert it. Insert my date in the format I wanted. So that is it. It gets automated because this is checked. And every day I open the certificate, the date will be that current date, but I don't want that. So I uncheck this to make sure that that date, today 27th the certificate each time I open 27 will probably be what this one is. Cool, right? So there we go. Now my certificate is ready. Now, oh man, I got a call. Yeah. Te bara. Ani wawa ni gari bara. Okay. So that's okay. So to be. So yeah, so oh, why not? You don't get that. No, maybe his position. The man was wala power you can afraid maybe na dagara. Yeah, going at the long here at the same time. Yeah, every me could at the one year. So that is that. Okay. Very, very sorry. Should have paused this thing, man. Anyway, I didn't speak for long. Sorry for that. And now, don't worry me. All right. So now I'm going to what we are now going to do is how we are mapping this certificate onto the database. In fact, I have a database of names lying somewhere called that. Let me open that for us to see before we connect to it and pick the names from it. Oh, the guy is slow. That's why I was hitting him and he was opening, and I was hitting him and I was opening and he was hitting. I want to do that quick. So this is a database of names, people's name, baby names, and then some meaning. And so, but we are actually going to connect to this data, but we are going to use only the name column and insert these people there, and then that is it for the demonstration. So close it off to make sure I don't get a conflict between Word and Excel, the two programs struggling for access to the database. Excel trying to stop Word from accessing it because it has opened it, and that will have me frustrated. So I close it off to make sure there's no sharing problem, violation of right type of nature of the file. So I go ahead and connect to that database of names so that when I run this one certificate page will end up generating certificates, a set of certificates or for all the participants who are in that database. So I don't need to keep reproducing this certificate for the 240 or so participants. So let's see how that works. So we go to mailings. Remember that is where we should go. Go to mailings, go to start mailing, and then we are using what? Now let me select, we'll select the database by using the recipients. So we are connecting to the database first. So we select where I kept my data. My data is in this folder. This is the file. I pick the sheet that contains the data. This is the sheet which I renamed as data. I say okay. Notice before I close that off, you notice down there was a check on to show that the first row in this data represent the column headers. That is the fields, so those wouldn't be seen as data. So now we have done that. Notice after I have done that, some functions that were not active are now active, and you can see here the records counting. So I'm in the first record. If I should click this next record, I'm in record 2. If I click, you see the number is counting up, counting up. So, but we can't see the data. But because I know what has happened already, I know it's connected. So you should also believe it, just like how you believe it when you copy something you don't see and yet you paste because you think you have copied. So just believe I have connected, and then memorize. What you should know is the procedure that we went to mailings, we went to select recipients, and we selected a database we have already typed in Excel sheet lying somewhere which we know, and we went and picked it. Now it is connected. So to see that our data is really working, we put our cursor, we click where we want the name to appear, right? And then we go back there at the top there while we're still in the mailings tab, and we say insert fields, merge fields. And then once we click, we'll see that the database, all the headings that were seen as the fields or the column headers are showing there. Those are what they call the fields, computer people. These are the fields. Sometimes you can say they are variables or something. I don't know, somewhere I saw. Somewhere I read. So now you are going to pick the name column alone and insert it. Now you can go ahead and format it the way you want it to appear on the certificate. You can play all the gymnastics, go there and change maybe the size. So anything that will be inserted later on will be the same. You can change the size, let's say 22, and then you can change to a different font. Whatever stylish thing, gymnastics you want to do is now over to you. The limit is your own imagination. So I'm doing my thing, and my aim is to get you to know the procedure and not the gymnastics you can do with whatever. So you and your time will come for your practice, then you do what you like. Man, do I even like this? I love this. Alright, choose any, depending on what type of fonts you have. You are likely not to have some of these my fonts, because I actually installed some fonts myself later on. So choose the one you like best. So if I choose this, that's it. That, remember, this is just a field representing the coming from the database. So now it is a placeholder for the data to come there. So now the certificate, notice it's just one as I've designed it, but now I have inserted this here we have connected to the Excel sheet, and the field name is here as a representative of whatever content that will come, and it will always come at that location. So let's go ahead and then go back to the mailings, and then now we try to see it as it would have been on paper. So now let's toggle on, let's click on insert. Not insert, we want to preview the data so that this field name or column header, which is baby underscore names, will be replaced by the real data as it appears in the database. So let's see. Once we click preview results, we should see a real name and not baby name. So now notice that once I just click that, the 9th record person, because 9 is what is showing here. So Efua is a name of somebody. Let me just drag this line down small so it doesn't. Just use my arrow keys to bring it to position the way I like it. So now we are now saying this is to certify that somebody's name has done this. So now let's see. The document now dynamically updating itself once I click next. Once you see number 10, number 11, number 12, and as I keep clicking next, if I click the last record button, it will go to the last person in the 240th person, and you can see the record number here. Go to the record. This is the record 240th person in that database. If I click this, go to the first record, that one will go, and then the first person in that database as it stands now is Doe. So to now see this certificate, multiples of it ready for print, you can choose to go to finish and merge. So we go to finish and merge. Now we want to do it on screen so we see how they will all appear. We are going to edit individual documents. If we were printing direct to the printer, we could print and select which records to print, like that, either all, current one, or from what range of. But we don't want to do that. We want to show all of them on screen. So we go to edit individual records and print all. We are merging all into a new document, not printing, so that we can see. I will scroll it on screen for you to see the certificates have been generated. And then I didn't sit down and reproduce the same certificate manually by myself. I only did the connection, and then papa, there I am. It's running. Blame my computer for this late delivery, but this should have been ready by now, but it's running. Papa, yes. So now we have the certificates landing as a separate document, not saved yet now, and by default comes with letter, as a letter with some number. So now let's scroll through. See that my certificate has been generated numerously, plenty for all the records. And you notice that in my status bar down there, you can see I have a document of 240 pages, and I'm currently in the 5th page. Now let me just view its multiple pages so we can see more, 2 pages at a time. See them. See that? These are the pages. See that? So that is the usefulness I see with the mail merge feature in Office. Whether you are using Publisher, you are using Microsoft Word, you can always utilize this to make your life very, very comfortable. So once this is a different document, it has merged into an individual document, and the original is still lying there. If you detect an error, just go back, close that one off, don't save it, and go back to the original, which is connected, still connected to the database. do those changes here. If the problem is with the database, then you have to go to the back, then open the database in Excel, correct the errors in the name or whatever that is wrong, and then open your certificate back. It will reconnect, refreshing the data, and then voila, you are ready to go. Thank you for viewing or watching or learning with me, and I hope this is really cool, a tip to learn and helpful to your daily lives. Remember, you can always do the honorable by subscribing, clicking, look around down there in the video and look around and click to subscribe, such that the next time I come up, I think of, I sleep and dream of, I meet, I read somewhere and think I need to share, you won't be left out. Thank you.